with his fifth speech from the CC manual entitled Failure to Launch.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Michael Jordan said, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." Failing to try is failing yourself. We can't live up to our potential if we don't test our limits and push ourselves. There's an old adage that says, if you're not failing, then you're not trying. But still, trying can be frightening. It's frightening to feel failure. It can be paralyzing. It can make us kind of stiffen up or want to crawl into a little ball because we need comfort. It can be so scary that sometimes it pushes us away from our dreams and our ambitions. I was inspired to write this speech by my friend Kelly, an old friend of mine who I hadn't seen in a long time, and I went to dinner with her this past Friday. We went to a place called Home, near Griffith Park, and it was a very comfy place. We had comfort food, and it was all in all a comfortable environment. And as I was talking to Chelsea, we were catching up on old times. We were talking, and we also were talking about what we've been doing since we'd last seen each other. Chelsea told me that she really wanted this job in the music business. She said, "It's great, I can't wait. I'm going to be managing musicians, I'm going to be, taking them on tour, I'm going to be their eyes and their ears." I said, "That sounds awesome, Chelsea, go for it." She's like, "Yeah, but I'm not going to apply." I said, "Why not? You just sounded so passionate, you really want this." And she said, "Yeah, but when I apply, I know I'm not going to get it." And that's the story of my life. Sometimes the fear of failure causes us to not go after the things we want. We don't go after that job because we're afraid we won't get it. We don't go after that girl or guy that we want because we're afraid they won't like us back. Although I guess Soleil doesn't have that problem. But it can stop us. But the truth is, failure is part of the journey. It's a bump in the road. And it helps us get to where we want to be. I was always taught that if you don't succeed on your first try, try and try and try again. Because even if you don't achieve that end goal, at least you went down trying. And you never live your life thinking, what if? And I started this speech with a quote by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is known as the greatest basketball player to ever lace up his high tops. In 1999, he won the greatest athlete of the 20th century, ahead of Babe Ruth or float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Muhammad Ali. Think about it, the greatest athlete of the 20th century. But Michael Jordan wasn't always the greatest. And in fact, he is no stranger to failure. Before he was named the greatest athlete of the 20th century, Michael Jordan ran into a roadblock in the form of the Detroit Pistons. Now, between 1988 and 1990, Michael Jordan's Bulls faced the Pistons 3 consecutive years in the playoffs. Now, those Pistons teams were known as the Bad Boys, a bunch of vigilantes, a bunch of roughhousers. And they developed a game plan specifically to stop Jordan. They called it the Jordan rules. Every time he got the ball, he was swarmed, double and triple teamed. They would jab him in the chest, slap at his hands, and do everything they could to take him out of his game. And they were successful. Michael Jordan's Bulls lost to those Pistons all 3 years. Think about that. Think about the defeat he must have felt. Think about the humiliation of losing to the same team who had catered their game plan specifically to stop him. And they did. Think about a time when you have given something your all, everything you have, and you've not achieved the result you wanted. It can be tough. It can cause you to question yourself. Basketball pundits started questioning Michael Jordan's ability. They said, does he have it? Can he get over that proverbial hump? Will he ever win a championship? Can he beat the Pistons? Now, Michael Jordan could have easily quit. He could have said, I can't beat this team. They're just too tough for me. But he didn't. He dedicated himself to basketball. He was what basketball players would call a gym rat. He spent all summer working on that jump shot, working on that jab step, and conditioning his body to take the punishment that those bad boy Pistons had given him. That very next year in 1991, Jordan's Bulls met the Pistons once again in the playoffs. This time, they won in a sweep, 4-0. A team that had beat him 3 previous years was not able to win a single game the following year. Imagine how good that must have felt, the redemption. He finally bested a team that had bested him so many years in a row. Think about a time when you had finally succeeded in something that you had tried to attain. Feels like you're on top of the world. Michael Jordan's career is defined by his successes. 6 NBA championships, 5 times winning the Most Valuable Player of the Year award. That's the best player in the league. And 2 Olympic gold medals. But it's his failures that drove him to succeed. When asked about his achievements, Michael Jordan said, I have missed over 9,000 shots in my career. 300 times, I have lost over 300 games. 26 times, I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again. And because of it, I have succeeded. So if you're ever feeling like my friend Chelsea, feeling fearful of failure, fearful of that rejection, think about Michael Jordan, the greatest athlete of the 20th century, somebody who failed repeatedly to get what he wanted to be. Because like Michael Jordan, we can't score unless we shoot the ball. Madam ToastMaster.